The biggest failure that parents tend to do is not encourage their kids to do what they want to do. A lot of times we're so involved and encased with the fuck we want to do that we forget that we're not the star of the show. We're the guidance director. That's right, I said guidance director. We're the assist. We're the point guard in this game. And your kid is the star of the show. Yeah, so join me here today and you're going to see what I do with my children. And this is just one of many that I have. And how I engage with them. Hey, guys. Yeah, like I said earlier, man. You guys have to understand that working with your kid means doing things that they like to do. Encouragement, definitely engagement. We get so high-powered on the authority part of it, right? No doubt. There's got to be respect. There's got to be, certain levels of understanding from the child as well. No doubt about it. I'm not saying to have a spoiled fucking brat. But what I'm saying is that either way, what are you doing as a parent? I think the role as a parent has to change now. Parenting has to look different, which it has changed through every generation. But we're still always taking the authority role. And now you do see people taking less authority, which means less ass whoopings. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to become a friend either. Is that a good thing or bad thing? Are you really their friend? Are you their first friend? That's a good fucking question, right? Or are you I'm just a parent, I'm not your friend? As much as I say that I'm not my kids' friends, they do come confide in me. They do, indulge and we share things and events. But I know they don't share every deep, dark secret with me, because who am I? I'm their parent. But this is something that you really have to figure out. Now, I can't play basketball for shit. But what I did know is that I can definitely assist him and play a game with him. We were out here for 2 hours and it felt great. The connection. A lot of times it's not even about talking as much or talking about a particular subject. It's just about doing something together and sharing that experience. It's huge. It really is huge. And this is where as parents we have to decide, how do we change our parenting skills? How do we change from what our parents did with us to what we're going to do with our kids, but then looking to the future of making sure they're prepared? And like I said, I'm the point guard. And my children are the stars. They are the franchise player of the family, right? And as a point guard, I gotta make sure I assist them, and I pass the ball to them when it makes sense. If it's the right play, I'm gonna pass the ball. If not, I want to hold on to the ball. But you have to let them be the star. You have to develop them and cultivate them so they know what they're doing. And you see different examples of this of some people trying, and then you have kids who just become very rebellious, disrespectful. There's a healthy need to have, no doubt, the respect there. If you filter that through authority and it works for you, I'm not here to argue. Because you know what? There's no right or wrong way to raise a child. It's just your way. Now, some ways work better than others based on the type of child that you have. You're going to have to really learn your child and see what their needs are. And you have to really adjust your parenting skills. You know what's best for your kid. No one else can tell you. And for me, as my kids are growing up, the engagement is huge, especially through teenage years. You can really lose them, man, in the teenage years because the influences from their friends are so high. And that kind of dilutes you as a parent. That's what people understand. When teenagers become teenagers and they have these friends, you have to stay engaged. And that's not about being as cool as they are, but it's about being aware of what they're doing and who they're listening to as far as music and understanding. Like, I love hip-hop. I'm a crazy hip-hop head. love hip hop to death. Is all I listen to really. I listen to a lot of other music, but hip hop's the majority of what I listen to. But the new hip hop, it's new. It's it's different. It doesn't mean it's bad. But there are some artists that I do like. And my kids are amazed when I know a lyric to a song and I know who's on the radio or who's on Spotify. And I play it in the car and they're like, you know about this, Dad? Like, that tells them that, hey, I'm stepping into your world. And I'm getting an understanding of what it's like for you to be a teenager compared to me. When I grew up in the 90s, it was the 90s, the golden era of hip hop. And I cannot expect to give my kid those rules, those techniques for his current life and for his future. They have to change. I have to understand what the world is looking like now. And hopefully provide insight to the future as well. I think we parent from the past, from what we grew up with. And yes, you may incorporate some things that you felt, hey, it is transferable. Your parents may have done something that was different and unique, and you feel like, yo, it worked for me, I'm gonna try it on my kid. Well, he kicked my ass. He sure did that. Got an old man tired. It was good. Get him back.
I put the dagger on him.
Yeah, he fucking did. Little fucking creep. But I love him. As you can see, you can learn from anybody at any age. It really doesn't make a difference. Especially the youth. They're so in the know what's happening right now. And when we get old, we tend to get stuck in our ways. We gotta get better at that, people. Start really including the youth and what's happening in this world today. They have a lot to say. As much as I want them to listen to me, I gotta listen to them too. It's mental. He's absolutely right. He got the game right. He's got a good head on his shoulders for it. Me, I'm just out of fucking shape. I want to win mentally, but I gotta get my stuff right. Foundational pieces, right? What does that look like, you said, huh? Working out more? This type of cardio is different than me just running on a fucking treadmill. Well, best of all, understand there's a process to be played. Patience. If I want to beat his little ass, I gotta play more. Be patient. And get my game right. Plain and simple, that's it. He got me out here sweating my ass off. It's like 45 degrees out here. But we're playing it. Why? Because him being at home inside the crib is not conducive to his creativity. He needs to be outside, playing, movement. You know, activity does spark imagination, thinking, creativity, problem solving. Just by playing the game, believe it or not. It's huge. If only other people understood that. Encouragement. You know, we talk so much about the older folks and how they're all fucked up and not knowing how they want to do. When we're trying to figure that shit out, we tend to forget about our little ones. What do they want to do? And as a parent, I support them and guide them. He's going to finish high school. He's going to get his high school diploma. Then from there, he wants to go to engineering school. He wants to be an engineer. He's producing music right now. We gotta support him and do that. But parents, you gotta get your shit straight. Understand your kid. Get them to where they want to go. And stop pushing them to shit that you want to do. Yeah. There's not a public service announcement, not a PSA for you motherfuckers. Let me go out there and try to whip some ass. I'm sure he's gonna kick my ass again, but let's go out there and see. You're starting from scratch and like, yo, I'm throwing this out the window and I'm gonna have this concept of thinking. I'm gonna have this concept of engagement compared to what I had as a child. It happens with every generation. But now what happens is that if we don't take that into consideration, it just becomes a household of authority. Of I said it, get it done, that's it. There ain't no negotiations. I'm controlling this shit. And it shouldn't be that way. You're stifling the kid and their activities. But then you're like, yo, I can't let them run the streets either. Oh, I'm not saying that. You know, but you gotta let them engage. You gotta let them have fun. And as a family unit, you have to do things. It's not costing me shit out here to be in the park with them. The park is free. Okay? But I could never make up the time. The time is gone when it's gone. And as a parent, you have to take that time out and say, you know what? You like to paint. You like music. You want to play ball. Let's go do it. That's where the kid gets their respect. They say, yo, mom is willing to do this. Hey, dad is going to do this. And you just didn't say it, but you scheduled it. And you sent them an invite to their phone saying, this is our date. That's right. Use your freaking cell phones, people. The most powerful fucking instrument you have in your hand, in your pocket, in your purse. And you refuse to fucking use it as such. The same way your kids use it. Send an invite out. Tell your kid, yo, we're gonna do this. It's our day. Boom. Let's put this on. I want to say paper. Let's put this down on the calendar. Let's schedule this out. Now you're holding yourself accountable. Okay? You got to make sure that happens. You know, you have to be realistic in your views of how you're going to raise these kids and what kind of engagement that you want them to have with this world. You got to be positive. Positivity is infectious. Not to say my kids are perfect, because they're not. They've had their struggles throughout the teenage years. And there was times that, you know, me and wifey were frustrated as hell. You know what I'm saying? Just not knowing what's the next move. But we knew we had to be patient. And that our engagement had to go up another level. Our engagement had to look different. And it really depends on the situation. You know, how do you re-engage with your kid? You have to find out what motivates them. You know, and it's tough talking to teenagers because a lot of times they don't know. Or a lot of times they just suppress. And you have to get to a point where they're comfortable being around you. And they're willing to talk to you. It takes work. It takes time. It does take patience. And you may go through some shit with your kid. You know what I'm saying? Or you may feel lost right now because you're going through some shit with your kid. But I'm going to tell you, have patience. That your child is still your child. What I mean by that is that they're still there. But they're growing differently. And you can't look at them as if they're still 12 years old, because they're not. They're 14, 15, 16, and they're going through these changes in their lives. And we tend to forget that. We tend to forget what the fuck we went through. And we can't. We can't allow that to happen. Like I said, no doubt, respect has to be there. No doubt there's rules for a reason. No doubt there's chores for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because you're teaching them something. You're guiding them through life. You're showing them, hey, this is important. You gotta learn how to wash your clothes. If not, you're gonna have dirty clothes. You gotta learn how to cook so you can eat. Maybe impress your husband or your wife. But the engagement from us, from the parents, has to change. We really gotta start guiding our kids in a different way to the future. Understanding and being in the now, and not us being so hard pressed and stuck in our own fucking past. You know, saying, "Oh my God, you know, the '90s were the best," and blah blah blah. Every generation feels about that. Every generation feels that the music that comes out at that time sucks. Because their parents thought Elvis was a fucking devil because he shook his fucking leg. So we can't repeat the cycle because our ear has not aged well. You know, some people have that ear where they can transcend into different generations, which is great. And that's what you have to do as a parent. You cannot stay stuck in the era that you grew up in. You're going to have to evolve. It benefits your family once you evolve. Now, do you become a friend to your child? That question's hard for me. Because I've always stood steadfast on not being a friend. That I'm your parent. But we have some friend moments where we just bug out. We just chill, we just laugh. And then sometimes it turns to a conversation where they're not looking for advice, they just want an ear. And that's when I have to kind of turn my parenting mode not off, but on mute, on pause. And by doing so, it allows them to be heard. It makes them feel a certain way. And that's what's needed, right? That feeling of being a part of the family and understand that their word is understood and being heard. Kids will let you know all the time, every time, how they feel. You just have to listen to it and be vibrant with it. Like I said, rules, you gotta keep the rules. You gotta keep the chores. But understand that, again, you're the point guard in this game. You're not the star of the show, mom or dad. Your kids are. Your kids are the star of the show. You can put them in karate, that's great. But did you ask them they really want to do that shit? Did you put them in it? Anybody with practice can be good at something. But when you find someone's niche, are you really going after it and helping them? If your son likes to fucking make pottery, don't be mad at that because he doesn't want to fucking play baseball. Find him something that can fucking, or look online and buy him the shit so he can make his own fucking pottery. That's gonna help them know that, yo, mom and dad is invested in me. Because raising your kid is an investment, isn't it? And it's not an investment of monetary gain. It's really not. Because you're losing money on the back end. It's a definitely a non-profit game, isn't it? But yet, you gain profit when you see your kids finally make it to adulthood and they're a real stand-up, humble, kind person that you guided through life so they can really add something to this world.